So come on in, this is the place that I like to call Casa Dani, which, as you guys know, is Mexican. Come on in. Well, I'm an all-body street technician, artist, performer. That's the official title. From Maidstone. Yeah, this is my career. I'm just building up to working towards the big CG.
The big CG?
Yeah, you better believe it.
What's the CG?
CG is Covent Garden, obviously.
Oh,
yeah, you know, it's where that's the Hollywood for celebrities.
I'm an urban street artist. I got into it out of frustration of having to try and fit into everything else, you know, into categories that everybody else wants you to fit in, and that's it. I just thought I want to be individual, creative, always have been, so I just put a few things together and this is what I came up with.
What do you do as a street performer?
Well, all kinds of things. Standing like a statue, mainly.
So you're...
That's it, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was younger and I started out, this would have been a normal day. I was rocking up at 10, something like that. You can get away with it in the small leagues, you know. At Maidstone, that's baby school. CG, that's a different kettle of cod altogether. You gotta be, you know, I'm putting on my makeup for 3, you know, donning the garb at 4. Gotta get along for 5. You gotta claim a spot. It's dog eat dog out there.
What would you say is the hardest thing about your job?
Body painting, physique.
The hardest job is the competition. You need to waking up at 3 o'clock at night time.
So here we are. This is what I would look like, Clark Kent has become Superman.
So what would you say your character is, your costume sort of reflects?
Right, that's an easy one. Man. Humanity. Yeah, sort of timeless.
I think it takes a lot of effort, 1 to get dressed up like that, but 2 to stand there and do that in front of everyone.
It's also not every day that you see somebody cover themselves entirely in paint and then perform, so it's interesting to watch.
So usually, even I'd have makeup on, but I can't do that with my real clothes because then I wait till I'm in this, because if I put silver on and I get it on my t-shirt, you know, that's my good t-shirt. If I get silver on that, that's a dry cleaning bill I can't well, I don't want. So I wear this. If I get silver on this, you know, no biggie. It helps if anything. Sometimes I'm clumsy on purpose.
So if you didn't do this job...
That's not possible.
So
I would definitely be I wouldn't be doing anything else. You know, I wouldn't want to live if I couldn't perform. This is the stage. This is my Globe Theatre. It's not as big as the Globe Theatre, obviously, but it's where yeah. So I guess this is smaller. So it's the Moon. It's the Moon Theatre. I'm the man on the moon, if you will, and I think you should and you will. And I'd say this to any aspiring young performers, street body technicians: you've got to put in the hours. You've got to invest those hours. You've got to take the hours and invest them in what I would call the bank of time. And if you want my golden rule, I'd say I'd offer you the 3 Ps. That's practice, and always poo before going on the street, because you know you're there for a few hours. You don't want to be you know, uncomfortable in that time. But speaking of poo, this is my stool. This is where I stand and practice.
Do you take that everywhere you go?
Yeah, I take my stool wherever I go. And that's what I stand on. You get a lot more notice if you're higher up. I took that very literally when I first learnt it. I stood on a few buildings, tried some people don't look up as much as you would tend to believe they do. I think we live in very cynical times. People are often looking down, and so they don't often see you. I was on top of a bank once. Only one person saw me. and they couldn't reach my hat. It was up with me. If I want to reach the big CG, and I do, I gotta think bigger, I gotta work bigger, I gotta be bigger, and that starts with the complete works of Sherlock Holmes. Now, what this does, I'm no reader, but this, as a statue, you need excellent balance, just like the Kung Fu masters. I've been around the block a few times. I've been around the block a while. Not always the right blocks, but I know the shape of the blocks very well. I'm very intimate with them, and the people at those blocks, they know who I am. They all know my name.
So you really think that
My name's Danny.
Is there a message you'd like to give to other budding street performers or artists out there, particularly in this time?
Don't come on my turf. No, but seriously, I don't want them near me. But good luck to them. Good luck to them. Work hard.
What's that down in the corner?
This. That's Liam.
Oh, right.
It's my Liam's my skull.
Okay, is that a prop that you use, or?
Sometimes. No, I used to use Liam. He's good, you know, not just in the performance, but socially, he's a great icebreaker. I mean, literally, he's very hard when you need ice broken. I don't go to many parties, but yeah, I use him sometimes. The kids love him.
Could you possibly show us maybe a small part of your routine you do?
Yeah, all right. I thought we were just here for staturing, really. What's that you say, Liam? You want to sing for the boys and girls? Oh, sure do, Skip. Oh, little Ranger, can't you see I am so in love with thee, and I... Oh, I've lost it. I don't think you ever had it. Oh, I've got it again. So this is Maidstone, and this is the area I usually do it. It's a bit quiet at the moment. It'll pick up. It always picks up. Choosing a section of the wall is always an interesting one. You've got to find somewhere that no one is. Some people in the night they'll wee against a wall. So I don't want anywhere like that. People might think it was me, and it's not. I've never done that. There's one time. You put the stool here. And then 1, 2, 3.
Danny, do you want your hat?
Yeah, I've got my hat.
Yeah,
I gave it to you. Thanks. It's the bank. It's important to get money very quickly, otherwise the hat can blow away on a windy day. And then people think it's a free show. It's not what it is. And I feel comfortable with this one.
Do you see this as street art or purely entertainment?
Why separate them? You know, why separate them? I see it as entertaining street art. Like that. You know, do you see this as jam? Do you see this as bread? No, I don't see it as that. I see it as a jam sandwich.
The street is the street. It's always going to be the same, you know. It's raw entertainment. You never know what happens.
They've got something to say. I'm not quite sure what it is, but they definitely lend something artistic and more interesting to otherwise quite a sort of bland environment, really.
What do you like doing in your free time?
Do I have the question? It should be, do you have any free time?
Well, do you have any free time?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I can tell you that because I am. I mean, you guys have been privy to what my life is like. If you want to be a statue, you got to think like a monument. I'm probably going to stop in a minute. You can't wear a watch as a statue, so I use the sun. It's my clock, like the explorers of old. Like after about hour and a half, 2 hours, I usually move on to pastures new. If there hasn't been a high concentration of people, so I think that's probably best if I go. Slim pickings today, obviously. There's not a total loss. It's really cool, right?
So where are we now, Danny?
This is the park where I like to perform sometimes. It's a good place to move, especially on a nice day like this is. Yeah, you get a good amount of people. It's a nice area actually. Some drug abuse.
Hey, what are you doing, mate? You alright there? Still with your game, mate? Yeah, it's got you. Hey, got his skull, mate. Liam!
So what's your favourite thing about this type of work?
The kids, the young ones, the kiddie winks. They're my they make it all sort of worthwhile a lot of the time. Adults are a bit more reserved, but the kids are are completely happy with coming right up to you. They give you a good response. They play along with the person to statue dynamic.
You're right, Danny.
I got Liam. Like, I've got Covent Garden in 3 days, and that's 50% of my act gone. And I think without Liam, I'm just half the act. I'm half the man.
So Danny, what with your setbacks, how are you feeling? The big day's tomorrow. You're going up to Covent Garden finally.
Yeah, I'm excited, obviously. Very, very excited. A few butterflies. But I've every faith in myself that I can make a go of it there.
And what with losing Liam, how have you changed your act or?
There are elements that have changed as a result of Liam's kidnapping, yeah. It's all very new and fresh. In an ideal world, I suppose, in a happier world with no crime, I suppose I could be going there with a fleshy act, one I was used to. But this is all very new. I hope it works okay, really. I think it will. It will. When? It will work.
Do you think that street performance or street art is dying in the 21st century?
Well, no, of course not, because art's not real. You can't kill art. That's just a fact. I mean, there's no, I couldn't murder the Mona Lisa. I could tear it.
No, I don't think it's dying. I don't think it's dying at all. I think it's coming up.
I think it's probably in a lot of danger of being a dying performance art, but I hope it survives.
I think even without the reception, it's definitely dying. TV, all those kinds of
I
things.
disagree. I think it will survive. I mean, I think people have a creative flair for certain things, and whether it's hard times or good times, I think it's something